Welcome to the Academy's 56th commencement, marking the end of our 60th year of serving our students in the community. Who could have imagined all this on June 5th, 1960, at our first commencement presided over by Dr. Albert Sims and Headmaster Reverend Paul Saunders. There were 5 boys standing in a row, and one of them had actually already enrolled at UNM and came back to get his diploma. When they called the names to receive their diplomas, it went like this: Michael Langner, Frederick Luft, Jonathan Taylor, Richard Meyerheim, and David Densler. It won't go quite as quickly today. What an honor it is to celebrate the class of 2015 after the honor, privilege, and joy of working with them and knowing them as they grew up here at our school. And what a pleasure being with all of you as we note this moment in the lives of young men and women we all care very deeply about. And how fortunate the graduation is taking place today, not last Saturday amidst the hail, lightning, and rain. Though even so, we would have made it through, just like the track and baseball teams made it through as they won their state championships last Saturday, despite the weather. Daily life is so good here. It's warm and caring environment. Adults and students grow accustomed to each other in all of our strengths and weaknesses. But know this, family and friends, we don't take for granted the fact that we get to serve students willing to push themselves into work, willing to form strong bonds with their teachers, and eager to make a difference in the world. Our efforts here, magnified through the lives of our graduates, give us great professional meaning in our lives. It gives us a chance to make a difference. Julie Eckhart addressed the seniors on Thursday, thanking them for dedicating the yearbook to her. The passion in her gratitude and love symbolized how all of us feel about your children, our students. And it's so much fun. Just walking down the path, greeting students, watching them interact with each other, it just doesn't get any better. And for that, we thank absolutely everyone here today, for together we've created a place, a special place, to learn as wonderful as any I've seen in my educational career. With this ceremony, we proclaim and certify that another group of Academy Chargers is ready to serve country and community with wisdom, conviction, and compassion. And though we celebrate this with pomp and circumstance, we've known for a long time that these students will indeed change the world, just as they've changed our school, and just as they have changed, and will continue to change their classmates' lives for the better throughout their lives. It gets harder for me each year, this moment when we end our daily involvement in their lives. But then there's more for all of you, as I learned a few years ago, the hardest of all, but also happiest and proudest, when moving in day for college takes place. You've probably thought about that day a little bit already, just as you thought about the day when you dropped your child off here at the Academy for the first time. Different though, because we gave them back at the end of that first day. I'll bet you anything though, you remember some of the stories told those first few days when they came to the academy. You might not get quite as many up-to-date reports from college, but I bet the news will be equally exciting there as well. There's so many folks we have to thank today. The school and the class of 2015 have so many folks to thank. And it starts with parents and families. As we share such warm feelings about the class of 2015, I have to thank you, parents, grandparents, family members, and friends for the support you've provided these students and for the support you've provided the school. Your volunteerism, philanthropy, and good parenting all helped build and support the class of 2015. You sent us students prepared to meet a challenge, and they met it. You devoted resources of time and money to make a difference in their lives. And I mention this often, and it remains true. I've never seen such a selfless level of service from parents in the schools I've served, and I've rarely seen folks having so much fun doing it. Raising children and supporting a family is very hard and often physically and emotionally exhausting. And then to give even more volunteer effort to and through a school on behalf of students, it's incredible and heartwarming, and it's vital to the strength of our school and students. So we thank you, Academy families. Class of 15, I've noticed that you guys really get it when it comes to thanking those who've helped you in life. Now might be a nice public time, though, to join me in publicly thanking all of your family members here today for their love and support for so long. Clapping is one thing. Private thanks are in order too, so that's for today, tonight, and students for the rest of your lives. Faculty and staff, I know seniors and families of your great affection for the faculty and staff members seated here today. Our conversations during senior appraisals often focused emotionally on the impact that special adults made in your life. An educator's job is never truly done, but there's always more possible when you're in the business of changing lives. But as we conclude the academic year, I'm proud to say that this talented and caring group of adults has again done its best to change the lives of our students for the better. Class of 2015, family and friends, let me ask you to join me in saluting the faculty and staff of Albuquerque Academy for one last time. Six faculty and staff members deserve special recognition today as they retire from the classroom and the school. Let me ask them to stand, and then when I'm done, let's honor them as well. Would Rich Adam, Barb Dupre, Mary Beth Jordan, Sally Quintana, Barbara Spivey, and David Schifani please stand? As we continue our thanks, another long-serving group deserves notice here today, our Board of Trustees sitting here in front. From an initial board of 5 men overseeing a small, financially challenged boys' school in the early days, this self-perpetuating group has wisely guided the school's growth through 3 campuses, from single-sex to co-education, always upward towards the excellence and generosity of our expanded mission, and now to our current size and place in the national independent school movement. They work tirelessly as volunteers, selflessly on behalf of our community, and creatively as any independent school board I've seen. In all of this successful work, they're generally unheralded, except by those who understand the vital role that boards play in assuring the goodness and excellence of an independent school. Their love of the school runs deep. There are past board members in attendance too who just want to continue to be part of this community. Today is the right time to honor them all. Please stand, past and current board members, and let us thank you and Treasurer Gary Gordon for the unbroken chain of effort you've made on behalf of our students and our region, and to ensure that Albuquerque Academy will remain strong forever. A special note. After 15 years, the maximum service of an Academy trustee, Jennifer Hall and Andy Shee, will be leaving the board this year. Let me ask them to stand again so we can thank them for their distinguished, tireless, and devoted service to the school. The challenging work of today's Academy takes the efforts of everyone I've mentioned here today, but this work wouldn't even have started if it wasn't for the great dream and generosity of an historic New Mexican family. Each year at graduation, we pause to reflect upon the fact that we are here simply because of the Sims family. We even pause to wonder where we might be right this moment if the Sims haven't committed themselves to New Mexico students. It was an idealistic and generous gift, over 50 years old now, but so powerful that it lives on today in all of our lives, your life, my life, our students' lives. It spurred on the school's idealism for decades and has changed thousands of lives for the better. So we honor the Sims today, represented by Albert and Barbara's daughter Maggie. Albert and Barbara loved attending this ceremony, and they established a tradition. They always want their seats right on the far back on the aisle to get the best look at our graduates as they enter and exit the tent. We reserve these seats now and forever for members of the Sims family. We will never forget the difference they've made in our lives, and we'll send Albert and Barbara a video of today's ceremony so they can share in the joy of the moment and our pride in our students. Please join me in honoring this inspired family, the Sims. A last note on this, seniors, one of the best ways to honor the Sims and fulfill our mission as a school is to work throughout your life to improve educational opportunities for children wherever you are and whatever you do. One last group in my thanks. Seniors, your lives will be the ultimate measure of our school, just as the lives of our alumni are the measure of our school in the past. And from all indications, we're doing well by this measure, and we're very proud of all the generations of Academy graduates. I can't wait for you to get to know all of those graduates, class of 15. They sat in your seats back in the day, and quite a few of them are here to honor you today. Could I have all Albuquerque Academy alumni in the audience, including faculty and staff, to stand, please? It is great to see so many alums out every year. It's growing every year. Keep strong, Chargers, and keep supporting each other and your families and our school throughout your lives. So I need to conclude with a remark or two to our seniors, our soon-to-be graduates. Seniors, your journey started with a walk up the path on your first day in campus, nervous, giggling, and wide-eyed as you entered the gym. You were the first class ever escorted to our convocation by the senior class, the class of 2009. Now, you're headed off to 84 colleges in 31 states and 4 countries. You'll make your colleges in the world stronger as you go. I was astounded on Wednesday when I asked Ms. Thordahl how much merit aid you were offered to attend the colleges that admitted you. $22.1 million were offered, and 92 of you accepted close to $5.2 million of those offers. These are all-time records here by quite a bit. Your colleges and universities clearly want you on campus in order to make their communities stronger, and you will. Like your predecessors, you graduate as one of the strongest academic classes in the country. Beyond academics, your leadership and performance in the rest of your activities, arts, forensics, publications, and service, and many others, allowed you to demonstrate strengths that will serve you well in the future. And in athletics, once that last amazing catch was made in the state baseball championship last Saturday in the last race run at the state track meet, you led the Chargers to 6 state championships and 6 runner-up trophies over the course of the year, showing that the fading ideal of the scholar athlete is still alive and well at our school. But here's the deal. Visible accomplishments aside, the character and skills you possess are best measured simply by how many times you tried your best, every time you pulled a teammate up with you, every time you pulled yourself up after a disappointment. These abilities have been the key to your success, and they'll be vital to you in the future. They aren't measured by test scores and college acceptances or state championships, though they help as you sought those. If those skills were measured, though, your truest strengths would shine just as brightly as those strengths that are more easily measured and more often in the limelight. And that's how you'll be best remembered by your teachers, friends, and family as life goes on. I have to add, many of you seniors have been through some very tough times growing up. Events unfolded that made it harder to always be at the top of your game. And what you accomplished against that backdrop was truly impressive. We're very proud of you. And your acts of kindness match your academic achievements. They've changed your lives as much as the lives you've served. The support you've provided each other in moments of unbearable loss. It seems instinctual in you, and it helps define your goodness. And finally, your gratitude, seniors, in the conversations we shared during appraisals. It took my breath away at times as you searched for the right words and found them. I know you know that we are grateful as well for the chance to make a difference in your lives. And now, the rest of your lives, do I have any doubts that you'll be challenged? No, for the world is very challenging these days, but I also have few doubts that you'll succeed. And I know that many of you will be astonished at how well you fare as you take your next academic step forward. So I'll leave you with a brief image, seniors. My brother-in-law, Chuck, visited us for 10 days recently, helping us work on our house in preparation for some bigger work we need to do this summer. On his first day here, we looked up and saw 3 paragliders slowly rotating against the backdrop of the Sandia Crest as the sun was setting, like large birds gliding on the wind. With my sort of scientific rational mind, I'm thinking, well, I wonder where they'll land, because I'm ignorant of hang gliding and I'm worrying about cacti. I talked with it about Chuck for a few minutes and we moved on, but that question remained in my mind as I thought about today. How do you land in college? How do you land in a career? How do you land in life-affirming relationships? These questions, seniors, are in all of our minds, all of our life. But you're ready to soar, and everywhere you land, we think you're going to make a difference. It's been an honor and a pleasure, seniors. Farewell, and thank you. I love introducing our speakers each year, and we begin this year with a duo of speakers in our first student speech, Carlos Cidabaca and Risa Gutierrez. Many of you know Carlos for his leadership and skill on the basketball team, as well as success in cross country. He served as captain of both sports, and he has the all-time classic Academy basketball nickname, Carlos Cidabuckets. And yeah, we saw a lot of buckets. Off the court and field, though, he's a young scholar of incredible work ethic, character, integrity, and faith. He wants to make the world a better place, and he has made the Academy a better place. I know he'll do the same at the University of Texas next year. When Risa Gutierrez, it starts with the biggest smile on campus. And as I just learned at the reception, after she, like Carlos, won our Athlete of the Year award, her smile and positive attitude go down to her very name, as Risa has etymological roots in common with smiling and laughing. In the words of one of her classroom teachers, Risa, by sheer force of resolve, can will herself to success. That same force has pushed our volleyball team forward over the years, as well as student government, where she's served since 8th grade. Risa is headed to Gonzaga next year, where her smile will surely help light up that Pacific Northwest weather. These two are a great presenting pair, for they've both given their very best in all of the many activities they pursue. It's been a great pleasure working with them, and I look forward to hearing their comments.
Good morning, and welcome to the Albuquerque Academy's 56th graduation ceremony. My name is Risa Gutierrez.
And my name is Carlos Cidabaca, and this is your graduating senior class of 2015.
We would like to take a moment to reflect upon our class's journey here at the Academy. We've come a long way since that Thursday morning on August 14th, 2008, being the first 6th grade class to walk up the path with the senior class. Here we are 7 years later, and finally, it's our turn. 6th grade marked the beginning of an incredible journey. Little did we know that the cheerful faces surrounding us during that first morning meeting would soon become some of the best friends we will ever have. From figuring out how villages and clans worked, to meeting with our family heads and sitting at our assigned seating tables during lunch, 6th grade was a year filled with much growth. Back then, we thought homework was bad, writing weekly 250s for English and having to recite 1-minute Spanish presentations. Little did we know, but things were about to get a lot harder.
We've been through everything together. Freezing nights in the wilderness when it feels like the sun is never going to come up. Staying up until 3 in the morning when you had 2 months to do this paper and you started reading the book the night before it was due. Last-minute cram sessions at Flying Star before finals. Sporting events, concerts, plays, and don't forget, common times. We've also gotten into trouble together. It was only 2 days into 8th grade retreat before Mr. Smith and Mr. Carroll had to have a little chat with the boys because we were stealing each other's mattresses off the beds and hiding them from each other. Earlier this year, the sophomores got kicked out of the Commons for 5 days. That is so weak. They kicked us out for a month in the winter. But I promise, we're much better than that.
One of the aspects about academy life that I'm truly going to miss will be the relationships we've built with our peers and teachers throughout the years. Walking down the path, strolling into the lunchroom, and getting ready for a game in the gym, I see familiar faces everywhere. Hays and hellos resonate through the hallways on a daily basis. Smiles are exchanged, hugs are shared. As we ventured into senior year, reality struck hard. This will be the last year we will spend together, and so why not make it the best one yet?
And that is just what we did. Starting with senior retreat and all the way until senior week, we celebrated our achievements, chosen colleges to attend, and have matured, most of us, into young adults ready to take on anything that the world throws at us. One thing that I love about our school, and especially our class, is the fact that we always support each other. The most memorable moments I've had here at this school have been in the Pius Academy basketball games. I will never forget those moments, having so many people there cheering for us. Give me an A!
A!
Give me another A!
A!
What's that spell? And I love supporting my classmates in their sports, concerts, plays, and other endeavors because they are truly remarkable.
Another aspect about Academy that I love is the trust we have with one another. Only at Academy could you leave your phone and computer and a pencil at a table, go to the bathroom, and come back to see that someone stole your pencil. And that happened to be your favorite pencil.
Only at Academy do we count stretches and warm-up in 7 different languages.
Only at Academy do you find students doing their homework in the bleachers at sporting events.
And only at Academy do we have a lockdown during school for a loose bear on campus.
This is the Academy that we know and love and will surely never forget. We would like to take a moment to thank not only Mom and Dad, but to all the parents who have driven to school in the middle of the day to bring us our papers that we forgot on the printer, or that container of cookies we need for our class party 7th period. But above all, we would like to thank our entire families for their unconditional support in everything that we do.
We would also like to thank the staff, the teachers for pushing us to our highest potential and for being responsible for our sleep deprivation, the coaches for pushing us towards perfection, the wonderful dining hall staff for years of great food, the nurses and trainers for taking care of us, the grounds crew for keeping this campus so beautiful, the administration and everyone on staff who I missed. You have done unspeakably much for our class, and we thank you very much.
Last but thank you. Last but certainly not least, we want to say thank you to the students, our lovely peers. We've always been a competitive class. We were the largest incoming 6th grade class to date. We all showed so much promise. How could they turn such eager enthusiasts away? The competitive nature in our grade has ultimately been a blessing. We've battled to get the highest grades in the class, lost track of time while deep in a philosophical argument, and pushed each other to pure excellence. Thank you, students, for being unique, inspiring, and creative individuals. I cannot wait to see what the next couple of years bring for everyone.
As Michelangelo once said, the greater danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and we miss it, but our aim is too low and we reach it. So we leave you this morning with that thought. Never underestimate yourself. You've made it through here, you can make it anywhere. Let your smile change the world, but don't let the world change your smile. Remember, life goes on, keep working hard, have an attitude of gratitude, be nice to one another, and we will continue to do great things.
You've put in the work and now you have a diploma to prove it. Congratulations, class of 2015.
We made it.
Wow, another three-point basket for Carlos and side out for Risa. Next we have Carolyn Bay. Carolyn Bay's senior appraisal begins with words like egalitarianism, wonder, awe, and optimism. She's tireless in her service to the school and her fellow students, while also being a formidable scholar. Her list of activities includes impressive work with the Advocate, service, both on campus and beyond, other writing for publications on campus, and science fairs. I love the fact that this open-hearted young woman continually receives the support of her classmates when choosing leaders, while also telling her senior appraisal writer that she loves the nerdy academic discussions in the hallways and how we are challenged in class to synthesize ideas. That's so Academy. Caroline is so Academy. We've been very fortunate to work with Caroline, a feeling that will soon be shared by all those she meets at Duke University this fall. Caroline.
Good morning, students, faculty, staff, families, trustees, and esteemed guests. To the class of 2015, congratulations. After 4 long years of high school, we've finally done it. We've crossed the finish line. Well, assuming a giant hailstorm doesn't roll in within the next 60 minutes when we actually receive our diplomas. But before the diplomas are given out, and before I can throw this square hat into the air, I am honored to stand before you in celebration of this special moment. I'm here to give a graduation speech. The typical graduation speech is to give some sort of life advice. Here's the problem. I am way too underqualified to be giving out any advice to you guys, my teachers, the adults who have taught me basically everything I know right now. And I certainly don't have any specific advice to give to my classmates either. If you're headed to college, I can't tell you what to expect because I haven't been. Actually, I take that back. You can expect classes and homework, but what's new, right? But advice for the future, I'll be honest, I've got nothing. So today I'm scratching the entire impart words of wisdom graduation speech model. Instead, I want to share some stories that will hopefully express my deep appreciation for this 60-year-old academic institution. Now, today may be our last day at Academy, but let's start at the beginning with a flashback to the very first day of school. On my very first day at Academy, I didn't know what to expect. Mom dropped me off and I strode over to the 7th grade building with my rolling backpack in tow. I was so nervous. Soon I was going around anxiously shaking everyone's hand, saying, "Hi, my name's Caroline. Nice to meet you, I'm new here." People told me their names and I promptly forgot them. At 8:30 or so, like a sheep in the herd, I blindly followed this mass migration of lanky limbs, shaggy hair, and braces to the East Campus gym for some giant ceremony. The moment I stepped into the East Campus gym was breathtaking. With the band playing and so many students just excitedly chatting and laughing or yelling, "Go Chargers!" I perceived this sense of community that I was suddenly very excited to be a part of. Now, flash forward, 6 years later, the Academy community has certainly been a major influence in shaping who I am today, and I am sure my classmates will agree for them as well. Our traditions such as convocation, ex-ed, senior retreat, not stepping on the seal in the administration building, and munch pudding have served as anchor points for our shared Academy experiences. If not, then certainly juniors in the senior parking lot must have some effect. I'll cherish all those random moments and memories I've experienced, that we have all experienced. The embarrassing, the awkward, the hilarious, the slightly inappropriate. Remember the 8th grade dig and a particular shovel incident? Remember 9th grade ex-ed and the glorious taste of Nutella tortillas and gorp on the side of the trail? How about our caffeine-fueled late nights or night writing that politics paper? If we break down education into its most basic elements, we are left with the student and the teacher. And it is Academy's teachers who we owe thanks not only for what we have learned, but for also providing us inspiration and guidance, allowing us to become who we are today. It is because of the faculty that we will leave this place with confidence to face the challenges that lie ahead. Thank you, Academy faculty. course, the people that compose the Academy community are most important, whether it is supportive Academy parents and alums, or dedicated Academy staff members, or some of the greatest teachers in the world. I am so grateful to have been immersed in and inspired by this community. From this Athens on the Mesa, which is the Academy community, comes forth the most amazing students. After listening to the senior project presentations, I am awestruck how talented and passionate my classmates are. The topics they've pursued in and out of class range from social justice to computer programming to car mechanics to rapping. It's cliched, but I have to say it. You're going to do incredible things. All right, enough with the sappy stuff. On behalf of the class of 2015, thank you to the Academy community and everything you've done for us. And to the class of 2015, my congratulations to each and every one of you. Now let's go get some diplomas. Thank you.
Caroline, though you had no advice for us today, I hope many, many students follow the pattern of your life here. You've done a wonderful job. Thank you. So now we continue a tradition, now 12 years old, of selecting an Academy alum to deliver a commencement address. And by coincidence, this is the third speaker from the class of 1991 chosen. You might also notice that our board chair, Adam Honegger, comes from the same class. We're going to put a moratorium on the class of 1991 after this year. But I can only imagine how wonderful and lively life must have been around here when these folks were seniors. As you've seen in the program, Mira has a national and international mark with her writing, accumulating for now with the publication of The Sleepwalker's Guide to Dancing in 2014. A very lively soul, as I could tell immediately while getting to know her a bit this year and then again last night at dinner. Mira has the wonderful ability to put life into language, which then in turn informs and enlivens the lives of her readers. Back in the day, in 1991, her senior appraisal writer said that Mira transcends the usual and described her as original, independent, curious, and mature. The writer goes on to say, writing is central to Mira. You know, as I read senior appraisals every year with our students and they listen, there always seems to be somewhat of an understanding that any predictions about the future in the appraisals are still up for grabs. But how telling that statement was about writing in Mira as it stood out in her appraisal and now defines her life. The appraisal ends with this. Mira has reached a point where the life of the mind has taken on increased importance. We are delighted with the path she has chosen. And we are still delighted by the path of Mira, and we look forward to hearing her comments today. Mira Jacob.
So, I have to tell you guys that I always thought if I ever came back to the Academy, it would be as the front woman for a punk band. Not like I spent a lot of time thinking about that, because who would do that, but we would have been named Pegasister. So this is really great, because it's practically the same thing. So, first, some congratulations. Congratulations, class of 2015. Last night at dinner, I was so moved by the stories that I heard about you that I felt like coming to each of your houses and waking you up to hug you, which would have been so inappropriate and creepy. So congratulations on that not happening. Congratulations also to all the family and the friends and the teachers and the staff that brought you here today. It's such a great day for all of us. Congratulations also to the Academy on its 60th anniversary. Hallmark tells me that's the diamond anniversary. I don't have a present for you. But I can't tell you guys how honored I am to be here today. The Academy had a huge impact on my life. This is the place that some incredibly wise and loving teachers shaped me. It's the place that I met my future husband, Jed. It's the place that I learned that I would never actually be good in French. That's true. I have to admit, though, I feel a little bit silly standing up here because I am not really the person anyone would have pegged to be coming back here to do this. In fact, I'm pretty sure that when I graduated, I was voted most likely to serve as a cautionary tale. I've really earned that title, by the way. I really earned that one. to be clear, I've just come off a really great year in which a novel that I spent 10 years writing finally went out into the world, and some really nice people said some really nice things about it. But I've never thought of myself as a particularly good role model unless what you're trying to do is fearlessly try a new dessert or grow eyebrows. In fact, it's a true story. When I called my mother to tell her, she goes, "You? Really?" Mothers. So when Andy asked me to do this, I remember having this realization that this was it. This was the last time my class was going to be in one place. And we had all been fused together for so long, and we had moved from childhood to adolescence together, and now suddenly we were going to break apart. And I started panicking a little bit because, especially, it's funny, because in that final year I was dying to get out, but then suddenly here it was, and I was at the brink of moving on, and I could barely breathe. And so I started telling myself the thing that I always did when I panicked, which was that I was bigger than that feeling. Because I had a plan. There was no need to panic because I was going to be a writer. I forgot to tell you guys the title of my speech. Let me just... The Futility of Plans by Mira Jacob. I know, that's not what you want to hear on graduation day when you put all your ducks in a row and done whatever you're supposed to do with ducks after that. Because I remember that feeling of graduating from the academy, all those papers written and teachers pleased and grades conquered and munch pudding eaten. And these are all incredible things that you have done, for sure. And barring Andy absconding with your diplomas, you're going to be getting one of those in a few minutes. But this is the blessing of high school, really. It's this moment in your life when what you achieve and what you receive are really aligned. You follow the plan, you get the job done, you get the appropriate reward. It is a beautiful thing, and it is completely misleading. I'm telling you this because you see someone like me up here talking about a great year with a novel and how I wanted to be a writer when I went here, and you assume naturally that I set out with a goal and I achieved it, and you know, life works like that. But in fact, if we were to call the woman that I was 3 years ago, well, first of all, she would totally freak out because honestly, why do you ever hear from your future self unless the world is ending and the only one who could save it was you? Right? But anyway, once she got over the whole, no, the world is fine, I just want to talk part, she would admit that she was in the biggest free fall of her life. At that point, I'd been living in New York for over a decade, working corporate jobs to support my writing habit. By the way, this is what most artists in New York actually do. I just feel like I should tell you we all have day jobs, just in case you think everyone is out there Neil Patrick Harrising it up. Not happening. So I worked as a web editor from 8 in the morning to 8 at night with a short break to see my son. And from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. I wrote my novel, or if I'm being honest here, I stared at my computer and occasionally got out a good sentence. And it was hard, for sure, but it was not unsustainable. And I knew, in my gut, I knew that if I could just keep going for a year or two, I was going to get that novel done. And then one day I went into work, and my boss, the CEO, sat me down, and he told me he was letting me go. Actually, he told me he was replacing me with 5 social media interns. And I did what most people do in that situation, which is I quietly left the office, and then I went out on the street, and I just fell apart. And I called my husband, and I met him under the Brooklyn Bridge, and I remember telling him, I'm so sorry, I failed us. I failed. And I was just humiliated. And I kept thinking, weirdly enough, about how I had gone into work that day in my favorite pants and shirt. Like somehow the fact that I had believed in myself just that morning was the worst part. So Jed and I sat there and we were staring at the East River for a little while because New York is a kind of tough town to stay afloat in. And then after a little bit, he turned to me and said, I think this is maybe a sign that you just need to finish your novel. Take a couple months. Okay, so there are two versions of this story, you guys. There's the one that I always tell journalists because it sounds so awesome, and it is, and then I got my novel done, and then I sold it. Hurrah! Cue fireworks and angels in the heavens singing Shake It Off. But the other version, the longer one, is the one I'm going to tell you guys today because I remember graduating from this place and feeling like everyone else in my class was so smart and impressive and on their way to success, and I needed to be too, because what happens if I didn't succeed like everyone else, and what happens if you go out into the world and you fail big time? I totally want to retitle this speech. What happens when you go out into the world and fail big time? By Mira Jacob. It's what we all fear, right? Falling flat on our face in public, making such a spectacle of ourselves that it confirms every bad thing anyone has ever thought of us, every bad thing we have ever thought about ourselves. Being that person. Well, I was that person. And I wish I could say that this was just one low point in an otherwise flawless trajectory, but the truth is, at the point that I got laid off, I was already pretty low. I won't get all into it because Andy's only given me 15 minutes, but I will say that once upon a time, I had planned to move to New York and be a great writer. And then I got there, and it was so much harder than I thought it was going to be. But still, I started writing my great novel, and it was going to be about a father losing his grip on the world. And then in real life, my real father, got cancer. But I was going to keep going, because my father was going to get better, and I was going to keep writing no matter what, because what would even be the point if those things didn't happen? And then my father died, and all my words just went away for years. And then when they came back, I was slower than I had been before. I was so slow, actually, that a lot of times I wondered if I was ever going to finish a chapter, let alone a whole novel. So the day after I was laid off, I went and I sat down with my computer in a coffee shop, and everything got really quiet, like unbearably quiet. And here is the thing about that kind of quiet. It is so uncomfortable. Like, I had the urge to do anything else when that was happening, and actually for 2 days, I did nothing but check Facebook every 5 minutes to see if, like, God had liked anything I posted. And then for the 2 days after that, I shopped for the perfect lawn furniture, which would have been a totally sad activity even if I had had a lawn. Yeah. And then it hit me that I could spend the rest of my life doing this. Oh, sorry, wait, aside. So, you know that thing that you do when you have that funny feeling inside of you and you get on your phone or on your laptop or on your whatever device and you start clicking from place to place to place, and that feeling is growing inside your chest, and soon you are looking at videos of cats dressed as sharks riding vacuum cleaners. And that feeling, right, that emptiness in you, that kind of creeping weirdness in your soul, it is still there. Well, guess what? It's still there because, and this is important, there is nothing you can click on to ease that feeling. Nothing. I promise you. Because what you are looking for at that moment is not a clickable outcome. What you are looking for is your life. So here are 3 other better things to do at that moment. 1, exercise, run or walk or just do anything you need to move your body away from a screen. 2, help someone else, not for points or money, but because you can and because it feels good. 3, use your mind, create something, solve a problem, daydream. Do all 3 at once. I think some people call that writing a novel. And one more thing, as long as I'm the one that's up here, read a novel. No, really, read a novel. It's important. Here's why. I am not a religious person. And if I've got anything close to religious belief in my life, it is this. I think that stories are the one thing that can save us as a species. There's something really beautiful and specific that happens when you open a novel, because whether or not you're aware of it, you've entered a kind of pact with an author. Using their words as a guide, you begin to build a world with your mind. And that world, it only exists for as long as you are reading, for as long as the story is new. Anyone who has ever rationed the pages of a book, you guys have done that, right? You don't want to get to the end, you ration the pages. I see some nods. So you know what I'm talking about, because the minute you shut that book, the world just comes crumbling down. But for as long as it exists, as long as you are in that book, you care about these characters. That is, you care about people that you've never seen before and will never actually meet in your life. And they begin to live inside you. They matter to you. And you have hopes and dreams and wishes for them. And the funny thing about these days is that people seem to believe that reading a novel is some sort of indulgent exercise, like a bath for your mind. The truth is that every time you do that, you bring something real back into the world. And that is the sustained ability to care about a life that is not your own. And when you come back into your world, you look around and you understand how deep and flawed and vulnerable other people are. And that's called compassion. And that thing is the single most beautiful thing that we as humans can offer each other. That thing is the thing that can change the tenor of the entire world. Okay, so unnecessary lawn furniture. Okay, so in the horrible quiet that I was telling you about, I did the only thing that I could do, which is I started writing my book. And to do that, to get to the point where I could really concentrate, I had to dodge my own humiliation. My humiliation would say things to me like, "You have already failed spectacularly in this lifetime. Do you really want to do it again?" And I would shove it aside and keep writing, and at night I would call my mother, who said very helpful things like, "Don't worry, Mira, behind every silver lining there is a cloud." My mother is terrible with American sayings, but she means well. And this incredible thing started to happen, which is that I started to write. Really write. Just write and write and write and write. And it felt so good. It felt like using a muscle that I thought had atrophied. Actually, it felt like sprinting with it. And a lot of things happened from that point on. Obviously, I finished the book, and it sold, and it printed, and now it's on bookshelves. But when I think of what I am most grateful for, it's that moment, when this part of myself that I was sure had been lost forever came back. So in case you think that this is very specific advice for how to write your novel when the chips are down, I assure you that it is not. In fact, I think it's a stretch to call it advice at all. It's more like a many-titled spirit eagle of a thought poem. Something I hope that you will remember should you ever happen to feel like your life is not the thing you thought it was going to be. Or when you strayed so far from the plan that you've almost lost sight of it completely. Or when you wonder if there's a point to any of it. Or when others, perhaps listening to you deliver a graduation speech, begin to wonder if there's any point to it. And there is a point. And the point... I kind of have to, right? The Point Is, by Mira Jacob. The point is that plans are just that, a really good and hopeful wish, but not a map to a guaranteed outcome. The point is that bad moments will happen, and it's not personal. The point is that whoever told you it was important to be a well-rounded person was lying. I know, I didn't set up that point at all, but it's true. Some of the worst people I've ever met are well-rounded. Be something else. The point is, according to my mother, the world eats your oyster. The point is that looking at lawn furniture is way more humiliating than trying for something you really, really want. The point is that should you wake up some morning and realize that it's not going the way you thought it would, keep going. Keep going no matter how silly you might feel, no matter how cautionary the tale you might appear to be to someone else. Because here's the truth. You are the only one that can write your story. And it might have a million weird titles, it might have some awkward asides, it might have some stuff just shoved in there. But it will also surprise you if you let it. And it might just turn out to be better than you ever in your best laid plans could have imagined. And now, because let's face it, this is never going to happen for me any other way. Thank you and good night, Albuquerque!
You know, we've all played that game. Do you remember who gave your high school graduation speech or your college graduation speech? I think seniors, when you play that game 40 years from now, I think it'll be different outcomes for most of us. And I would say going to your independent bookstore or the internet and getting a hold of Mira's book would be a very good idea before she comes back next month to talk at the chemo about the book. And I'd also say I was going to go out and get some lawn furniture this afternoon, but I guess not. I'm not going to do that now. It'd be kind of weird. It's now my pleasure to announce the winner of 3 Graduation Day Student Awards and then 2 Faculty Awards. Associate Head of School Don Smith will assist me with the presentations. Our first student award is the Class Scholar Award. It's presented to the senior attaining the highest overall academic record. This year's recipient is Andrew Chen. The Academy Award is chosen by the students of the junior and senior class to honor qualities of leadership, loyalty, and character. This year, the award goes to Blythe Johnston. The Head of School Award is presented to the student who exemplifies the ideals of the Academy through spirit, citizenship, and contribution to the life of the school. This year's recipient comes back to the stage again, Carolyn Bay. Our first faculty award is the FX Slevin Award for Outstanding Teacher. This award honors the contributions of Frank Slevin to the students and faculty of Albuquerque Academy. In his 17 years of service to the school as chair of the English department, Mr. Slevin balanced rigor with compassion, promoted patient inquiry, and championed graceful expression. He was a determined generalist who displayed thoroughness, judiciousness, and great humor in all he undertook, and articulation. This year's Slevin Award winner is a brilliant teacher whose soft-spoken approach contrasts with his powerful impact he has on the lives of his students. One of the students nominating him for the award wrote, "He's a teacher of action rather than speech." Another nominator, a fellow teacher, wrote, "When I think about how I want my teaching to look, I think about this teacher. His soft-spoken manner makes him very approachable, and his enthusiasm for his subject is nearly unmatched. Ask any one of his students what they think of him, and you'll be inundated in a deluge of superlatives, the best, the coolest, the smartest, the most helpful. Top that off with the fact that he's always game to help out with extracurriculars, and you have a truly beloved teacher who does so much for the school." And finally, after Physics Day in 6-7, a time when this teacher and others brought older students down to do science with our younger students, one of our teachers heard a 6th grader saying, "I am definitely taking AP Physics C." The teacher, noticing this, went on to say, "Who could possibly invoke a 6th grader to say such a thing?" The answer is easy. It is this year's Slevin Award winner, Karen Monet. The Gage Award was established in December 2005 to honor both the longevity of Darrell Gage's service to the Academy and the loving nature of that service. It is awarded annually to a teacher who, like Darrell, enriches the Academy community through infectious enthusiasm for his or her discipline, deep devotion to students, care for and loyalty to colleagues, positive unflagging work ethic, understanding of the interconnectedness of the school community, and a joie de vivre. Darrell never gives up on a student, and he'll never be forgotten by those whose lives he touched. Darrell, now retired, would usually be here to help present this award, but he is a very good grandfather, too. He's attending the high school graduation of his youngest grandchild today. This year's recipient is a master teacher, someone who cares deeply about making sure his students learn. Like Karen, he's soft-spoken at times, but his words are heeded by students and adults alike, particularly when he speaks about the curriculum in his department or the use of just the right technological tool when it comes to creating understanding. One of our parents, here today as their daughter graduates, let me know that they were deeply impacted by comments that he wrote in one of their narratives. I suspect that this has occurred many times over the years. Care comes from this teacher and many others through the written word as well. Leading one of our academic departments, this year's recipient plays an important role in our admission process as he creates one of the tests, seniors, that you all successfully took when you were admitted to the Academy, and then works tirelessly at all levels of the school to ensure that students in his department are appropriately placed into the right courses. And get this, when we first established the Gage Award, there was language involved that remarked on Darrell's dashing wardrobe. He really was the best dressed man on campus. This year's recipient dresses well also, though I'm told I probably need to do further research about a rumor that sometimes circulates about his history involving clothing. That was an inside teacher joke. Devoted family man, master teacher, community leader, this year's Slevin Gage Award winner is Paul Demers. And now, the reason we've gathered. Assisting with the diploma presentation will be Associate Head of School, Division Head, and Senior Faculty Member Don Smith, Assistant Head of School, Stephanie Lipkowitz, Division Heads Sonia Roth, Chris Deneen, and Martha Palmer, Dean of Students David Kim, and Senior Class Dean Michael Sullivan. Presiding over this moment and validating the successful completion of our academic program will be Board Chair and alumnus Adam Honegger, Class of '91.
Welcome. I'm honored to be here today with the graduating class of 2015 as the new chairman of the Board of Trustees. But first, I would like to acknowledge the families of each of your graduates for the support and nurturing of their sons and daughters throughout their time here at the Academy. What a proud day for all of you. Our Board of Trustees, head of school, treasurer, and administrative staff also deserve special recognition for their willingness to work the countless hours to provide faithful stewardship to the assets of the Academy. These assets not only include the oversight of our financial holdings, budget, admissions, and advancement, but also the aspirations of our students and the reputation of our school. Your passion and respect for this institution is quite evident. And of course, I must commend the faculty and staff for their extraordinary work in the guidance, mentoring, and teaching of our students. Thank you. And finally, to the class of 2015, we entrust the Academy's mission to you, our new graduates, that you will serve our community, our country, and our world with wisdom, conviction, and compassion. By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Albuquerque Academy, I hereby declare that the members of the class of 2015 have fulfilled their requirements and are now to be forever known as graduates of the Albuquerque Academy. Congratulations.
Would the class of 2015 please prepare to receive your diplomas? Morgan Nicole Abrams. Megan Lucille Marie Adams. Benjamin Isaac Albin, cum laude. Jesse L. Bow. Nobel Baraka. Cynthia Nicole Bauer. Caroline Zhongxiao Bei, cum laude. Maya Martinez Benya. Max Rimson Bernstein, cum laude. Jessica Elizabeth Berry. Christopher James Brock, cum laude. Ryan Soyson Brost. Faculty member Ellen Soyson will assist in awarding the diploma. Elena Catherine Burnett. Julian Patrick Bustillo, in absentia. Jordan Athena Cabarrus, cum laude. Staff member Debbie Cabarrus will assist in awarding the diploma. Mason Wolf Caldwell. Nicholas Ian Call. Alicia Cameron. Susanna Mary Carty. Carlos Christopher Cidabaca. John William Chappell. Celise Adriana Chavez. Andrew Shrungray Chen, cum laude. Nicholas Chun. Caitlin Maria Clark. Cody Edmund Crosby. Megan Jordan Culler, cum laude. Catherine Danielle Curtis. Petros Stavros Daskalos. Mika Johanna Duzema. Margaret Jane Downs, cum laude. Brian Paul Dubert. Alan Nia Tuan Duong. Emma Francesca Duran, cum laude. Emma Christine Esom. Eliza Rebellion Ennis, cum laude. Gavin Loubier Epstein, cum laude. Emma Louise Erickson Carey. Nadine Marian Esparza. Staff member Francesca Esparza will assist in awarding the diploma. Elizabeth Espendola. Zachary Curtis Farndale. Stephen Hurley Fidel. Carl Matthew Fluke. Catherine Augusta Foos, cum laude. Julia Aviva Siegel Friedman, cum laude. William Montgomery Gano. Mira Estelle Guerin. Jason Patrick Green. Devin Sage Green Portugal. Faculty member Allison Green will assist in awarding the diploma. Gina Elisheva Greer. Dupree Lamont Michael Grimes. Jack Henry Grubasek. Risa Elise Gutierrez. Lauren Elizabeth Hale. Connor William Halsey. Harley Vopst Haynes. Renata Madeline Carol Hartman. Marina Sabine Aurora Hartzell Gallegos. William Barr Held. Vincent Valentin Herrera. Future graduate. Class of 2027, Mr. Watson says. Keith Matthew Herman. Parker Bennett Hill. Joshua Donald Hogue. McLean David Cordero Hollerbach. Jason Frank Howe, cum laude. Catherine Elizabeth Howe, cum laude. Laurel Madeline Howell, cum laude. Joshua Reed Hughes. Alexa Pearl Hummel Paez. Abigail Sadie Hunter, cum laude. Blythe Ann Johnston.
Oh, yep, that was wrong.
Nika Victoria Jumalon. Brian Michael Kelly, cum laude. Grace Catherine Kinzel. Samantha Marie King. Alexander Michael Kinney. Jeremiah Mark Langsfeld. Alexander J. Lannon Eves. Macy Kathleen Laughlin. Chase Anthony Layton. Courtney Alexis Layton. Gianna Rose Leone. Eric Daniel Licensi. Samin Liu, cum laude. Benjamin Ezekiel Long. Greta Renee Long. Benjamin Page Louth. Madeline Amelia Lowry, cum laude. Okay. Madeline represents our first third generation Academy graduate. Andres Ramon Lucero. Justin Thomas Ludwig. Karen Lua. Ethan Henley Marcia. Emilia Mariner. Faculty member Jean Mariner will assist in awarding the diploma. Ria Mazumdar, cum laude. William Frederick McCormick. Magdalena Marie McWethy. Logan Valencia Meganson. Allison Morgan Merrill. Rain Bumjun Min. Rebecca Ann Moffett. Marcos Andres Montoya. Samantha Ann Montoya, cum laude. Isaiah Zachary Moya. Hannah Lee Musson. Alexis Lynn Nelson. Andrew Frederick Nelson. Avril Sage Nolte. Emma May Lerol O'Connell, cum laude. Alma Margarita Oliveria Gallegos. Angelica Maria Ortega, Emeriti faculty member Vince Cordova will assist in awarding the diploma. Jorge Luis Otero, Jr. Coaches Maria and Jorge Otero will assist in awarding the diploma. Ruby Packer, faculty member Danny Packer will assist in awarding the diploma. Seth Packer, faculty member Danny Packer has stayed on the stage. Benjamin Gary Peterson, faculty member and class of 1989. Melanie Peterson will assist in awarding the diploma. Stacy Emma Pollock. Roy Allen Procell. Michael Anthony Prosnitz. Elena Elise Purcell, cum laude. Luis Gerardo Ramos. Abigail Louisa Reeves, cum laude. Rebecca Emily Restrepo, cum laude. Jackson Forbes Ryder. Lucas David Ridgway. Connor James Ritchie. Zachary Art Roccaforte. Emily Maria Romero. Nicholas Frank Runnels. Ian Scott Russell. Bailey Meade Salerno. Joseph Severio Sava. Ziba Raisa Shah. Sarah Elizabeth Shepard. Erica Dawn Selesky. Claudia Marie Simmons. Nicholas Lee Slade. Kit Gifford Smith. Dallin Christopher Cesar Sobers. Madeline Mackenzie Lily Stone. Julia Louise Amanda Storch, cum laude. Grace Sue, cum laude. Jack Ryan Sullivan. Thomas Philip Sun. Alina Rose Taveras Shelley, cum laude. Scott Wesley Thyler. Grace Onway Thompson. Grant James Tulane. Michaela Alyssa Torres. Noah Martina Torres Baker. Kathleen Allegra Torres. Katya Dimitrova Vasilev, cum laude. Angelica May Velez. Louis Erastus Vermette. Omar Anthony Viescas. Okay, we're almost done here. Please. Cody Ryder Volk. Marissa Lee Wade. Daniel Waitito Waringe. Sarah Sky Waterberg. Emery Uriah Nez Whitfield. Sarah Cy Wilkinson. Abigail Ann Williams. Allie Ann Williams. Dakota Renee Willis, cum laude. Trustee Susan Willis will assist in awarding the diploma. Victor Kayen Wu. Alice Yaoli Yang. Stephanie Mu Yang, cum laude. And last but not least, Bensa Adam Zoyomi, cum laude. We'll let Ben get back to his seat there. You don't have to hurry. Well, everyone stole my closing today. They said everything that's on my sheet, so I'm not going to do that. I am going to share with you, class of 2015, one very small vignette, and that was a couple of nights ago you had your senior slideshow. And the thing that struck me, because I was there for most of it, was that in every group photo that you guys were in together, you had your arms around each other. I want you to keep your arms around each other, both literally and figuratively, as you move forward. Always stay together, stay in touch with each other, stay in touch with us. There's nothing that we enjoy more than seeing your beautiful faces at our door. Become active in the Alumni Association at this school. Give back to this school. Right? And take care and be careful and be the wonderful grown-ups that you have become. I am so proud of you. Members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, parents, family, and friends, I present to you the class of 2015.